Namaste. It looks like we are now live. All right, today's live stream is going to be focusing in on burnout and how to recover from burnout. I'm just getting my slides finished up here. And today is the 19th of December at 4:34 a.m. I'm going to get better at this, and I am figuring out how to make this work and make this doable. So I am going to get there. At some point, I will get there. Okay, so I've been dealing with burnout myself. And I think right now I'm feeling a bit of that burnout. And I am feeling like, not that I don't want to do this, because I am doing it. And I feel like I'm accomplishing something. I feel like I am committing myself to something, and I'm proving to myself and to that part of me that believes that I'm not consistent or have issues keeping up and staying consistent. I feel like I am able to do that. So I think that the burnout is coming from I'm doing too much for right now that my identity isn't able to keep up with. And by that, I'm also referring to my nervous system. I feel like it's not able to handle that speed or intensity or that duration. So I'm going to really work through this, and I'm going to work on getting better at this. Okay, but while that's still going, I gotta finish this. I have this idea right now. I change the agent. I have an agent for my own EFT GPT. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just rename the agent, and I'm gonna move out that content. If there's any subpage content. All right, yep. Well, that's a prompt. Yeah, I've been creating prompts. There we go. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's nice. That's really, oh, that's so nice how they did that. Yes. is it? Yes, that's what I want here. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, let's switch scenes and let's pull up. Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. Where is... Where is it? There we go. And since we've no place to go, it's no... Oh, here we go. That's slightly better. Let's move that in. Ba, 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 ba. That's the problem with these widescreens. Other editor browsers won't fit all of it incorrectly. Okay. All right, let's get this thing going. Let's get into state here. Okay. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you, and you're over the next cut. Let's go. Over the next few minutes, you are going to learn how to recover from burnout with emotional freedom technique, also known as EFT tapping, in this live stream video session. We're going to go through the slides first, and then I'm going to do an actual live demonstration with you that you can use for yourself to feel better within minutes and to make your recovery from burnout. My name is Gabriel Serra, and I'm going to explain the science. I'm going to demonstrate the tapping points, and I'm going to share with you a 7-day burnout recovery plan for reducing stress, regulating your nervous system, and making sustainable productivity. All right, let's go. So, burnout, according to the WHO, World Health Organization, burnout is cited as a chronic workplace stress that has not been successfully managed. And this comes from observation of work and work trends, and it seems that most people are just getting more and more burnt out as time goes on. What are the causes of this? One is exhaustion. Your energy is constantly depleted, you're not resting, and your rest, when you do rest, it doesn't fully restore you. Number two is you feel numb, negative, or detached from the work you're doing or the people you're around. And number three is you have reduced efficiency and efficacy, which means you're working, but it doesn't feel like you're making progress. It doesn't feel like you're winning. And I've been there many, many times myself. Okay. So the honest claim here, EFT can be used as a self-regulation tool that may reduce stress and emotional intensity, which is linked to burnout, especially in the moment. I can't say and make a claim that EFT cures burnout, but I can say that EFT may help you regulate stress so you can rest, think, and set boundaries. The key idea is you want to regulate yourself first, and then recovery actions become possible. Evidence snapshots selected. Stress biology, RCTs found bigger drops in salivary cortisol after a guided EFT session versus supportive interview. Oh God, this is shit. This is really shit. What the fuck? What the fuck, man? This is a waste of time. All right. What in the motherfuck is this? God damn, this sucks. All right, look. Here's the EFT plan according to ChatGPT. I was really hoping that this would work. I was really hoping that this would be fucking much better, but this is pretty shit. Like, how am I going to read off of this? How am I really going to know all this? The point is to make content really fast and to prove that I can make content really fast. And while it does do it, it makes it like what the fuck am I going to do with this? Like, how am I going to take any subject here and just, be able to just automatically just recite it? I don't know. I really don't know. What the fuck? All right. So, let's see. Let's see if I can make sense of this mess of fuck. So basically what this is claiming is that stress, RCT, I have no idea what the fuck RCT means. What does RCT even mean? RCT found bigger drops in salivary cortisol after a guided EFT session. What the fuck does that even mean? In a nurse RCT, one online group EFT session reduced stress, anxiety, and burnout scores versus no treatment control. I don't know what that means. Ongoing debate. Independent critiques argue the evidence base has methodological issues and EFT is not listed by APA as an empirically supported treatment. What does that mean? What does that even mean? I don't know. What does that even mean? Probably better that ChatGPT creates the subject at like a 500-word blog post or something, and then I have another AI generator make slides. I think that may be the best thing moving forward. All right, so a 3-minute burnout reset with using EFT is to rate it and name it on a scale of 0 to 10. Example is like you feel burnout in your chest, and the intensity of that is like an 8 out of 10. The setup phrase, which you're going to use the karate chop point, is going to, God damn it, man. Slow the fuck down. Slow the motherfuck down. The setup phrase is going to be the karate chop point, and you're going to repeat that 3 times. And we're going to go like this. Even though I feel this burnout pressure, I accept myself and I'm open to easing it. Something like that. You're going to tap the sequence about 5 to 7 taps each, okay? And these are going to be the EFT tapping points. Let's wrap this up. Recover, regulate, repair, and design. What the fuck are you, why are you doing, oh my God. Why the fuck does AI do this? Why? Am I going to really give a 7-day tracker, an exact trip and 7-day track? Am I going to really do that? Is that really the call to action? Mother of fuck. What are you doing? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. That's more work on me. I'm not going to do that. I could, but I'm not going to give a shit thing. I'm not going to give something that's shit that I wouldn't use myself. I don't believe in that. All right. Let's get back to these slides here and let's finish this fuck. This is a mess. And I definitely got to figure out another alternative here. So, according to this, there is a 3-step plan here. There's a 3-step process here. We want to regulate, we want to repair, and we want to redesign, okay? Regulate on a daily basis. We want to use EFT to regulate how we feel. We want to name what we're feeling, and we want to rate the intensity of the feeling. And then we want to re-rate and log it after we do a couple of rounds of EFT. We want to track how exhausted we feel. We want to track basically those 3 things from before. How exhausted we feel, whether or not we're distancing ourselves from our work or from the people who are around, and how efficient we are. And what I found the best way for me personally is take a break, EFT tap, get some rest, get some sleep, get off the technology. These things are real simple. These things are real basic. It's just doing it, right? And you may not be doing it because you may have some beliefs, you may have some emotional charges that are preventing you from being in following the protocol, basically. You may have some parts of you, some IFS parts of you that have a hard time just actually following through and doing the thing. And that's the stuff that we have to look at. And that's what we're going to look at. But this fucking slide sucked cock. It really sucked ass. All right, next up is we're going to repair, okay? According to this, take a 10-minute walk. Take a 10-minute walk or sunlight. What does that even mean? What does this even mean? Take a 10-minute walk in sunlight? hydrate and get real food in your body, sleep, protect your window. Hello? What in the motherfuck? What in the motherfuck? Oh boy. Redesign. Work. One boundary per day. Delete, delegate, defer. Reduce chronic stressors. What am I going to do with these? What am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with these slides? They suck cock. All right. Redesign. When we're redesigning, when we are redesigning how we're going to be moving forward after feeling this burnout, we want to set up some boundaries. All right. So let's say if you have this thing where you keep going beyond a certain amount of time. Let's say your cutoff time for work, like me, is like 12 p.m., right? So I'm working from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. That's my deep work session. And I want to make sure that my deep work is basically the first thing in the morning. As soon as I do my EFT stuff, after I do my EFT stuff in my workout, because after that, I'm sitting for those 5 hours. That's when my most mental energy, that's where all my mental energy goes. I want to make sure I maximize that. Okay, fine. Next, you want to make sure that if, let's say, that is your cutoff time, if you are stopping your work at a certain time, you want to make sure that you stop at that exact time. Turn off the computer, turn off all the bullshit, stop everything, and just go the fuck away. Go somewhere else, do something else, and that's it. Okay? Now, when it comes to delegation, maybe not a lot of people have financial resources. I don't have financial resources to hire a fucking team. I wish I did. But if you can figure out how to delegate some of the shit that you're doing, because it's too much shit, and that's why you're getting burned out in the first fucking place. Fucking get some AI or something. Get an AI tool to at least outsource one fucking thing that you hate, and outsource the shit out of that thing. That's it. Outsource the fucking thing. And that's it. If you have a perfectionist part in you where you want to be perfect and you want to be like, only I can do it, then you definitely need EFT tapping. Because that whole fucking idea, oh, only I can do this and I have to do this, that's a fucking perfectionist part. And that part needs to go. Especially if you want to like have any type of normal life, you need to fucking let that motherfucker go. And then defer. Basically what I can think about with that is the same thing as point number 2 here, is to delegate. Delegate it or defer it, like hold off on it until you feel better and reduce your chronic stressors. So make sure that you fucking start taking care of yourself. That's it. That's it. And if your symptoms are severe, persistent, I'm not going to say if symptoms are severe or persistent, get professional help. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little secret. Everyone that claims to be professional help just has a license to practice the fucking thing. They are not God. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. They're not fucking experts. But you're supposed to say that, right? Because doctors they fucking know everything now, right? They know everything. All right, that was my fucking shitty ass presentation. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got some good insight out of that piece of shit presentation. All right, here we go. Now, let's get to the real shit. Please, that was horrible. That was a fucking horrible slideshow. Me, God. Come on, ChatGPT. All right. So here we are. We're burnout. So I'm feeling a little bit of that myself, and I'm a bit tired. Like, I'm noticing that when I'm on the computer, because I'm doing so much multitasking between screens, that it feels like I'm losing attention on certain things. And that is really, really irritating. It would be nice, ideally, to have multiple screens, and then I can just turn my head to one thing and then turn my head to the next thing and the next thing, etc. But here's where we are, and I'm not going to spend more money on stuff that I've already spent money on. That's it. This is already enough to buy this camera, the fucking sound thing, and then this fucking microphone. So it's enough. All right. Today, we're dealing with burnout, feeling a little bit burnt out. We're going to figure this thing out. And yes, I want to stop recording that. I'm going to keep the live stream going. And we already know what time it is. Okay. I'm going to get this closed out. And I'm going to focus in on, okay, that's not bad, 20 minutes, okay. If I can get this presentation thing down to 10 minutes, that's going to be pretty good. Yeah, that would be pretty good. But maybe I just see the recording. Boy. Hey, come back here. Yes, good, okay. All right, then. All right, we're going to start off, and we're going to do EFT tapping for this burnout stuff. It's not just the symptoms. It's like, what's the underlying reason why you're not, that you need to fucking rest. You know that you need to relax. You know that you need to, fucking drink some water. Are you that much of a child though you can't drink water? No, you're not, right? Okay, so you need to do certain things to take care of your health and well-being. Why aren't you doing it? The reason why you're not doing it is because there's something in you that probably feels guilty for resting. You probably know, hey, maybe I should fucking take a break here. Maybe I'm not so fucking effective here. Who the fuck came up with grinding through something? Who the fuck came up with this bullshit? Especially for very creative work. That doesn't work. It doesn't work. You understand me? That does not work. You know what does work? What works is to fucking rest. Get some sleep. Don't go out on the weekends and drink alcohol and numb yourself with bullshit. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Keep your life simple. If you have a job that you fucking hate, start up a little side thing. Create a system like I'm doing. I'm creating a system for building up a personal brand. I'm creating working procedures. I'm focusing on automating the fucking thing because my life is not going to revolve around social media. I'm not going to fucking dedicate my life to social media. I'm not going to do this. I don't like it. But I'm doing this because I'm building a personal brand. So what do? Well, I'm going to make sure I design very tight systems so that way I maximize what I'm doing in the most efficient and effective way possible. I'm not going to be fucking hustle culture and fucking let's fucking hustle until we burn out and we get mentally ill and crazy. I'm not going to do that. And you should not do that either. You should not do that either. You should really focus on fucking setting boundaries, getting rest, drinking lots of water, getting out in the fucking sun, having a treadmill desk like I do, and fucking working from the treadmill. It's easy. It's really simple. And if you're feeling burnt out, this is advice that I should actually give to my fucking self. Why are you listening to me? I got to give this to myself. I am doing a lot of things that I'm saying yes, but the one thing that I'm not doing is I'm not fucking taking that time off. I'm every day doing deep work. I got to stop that bullshit. Either which way. I'm going to turn on my headphones. I listen to this app called Brain FM. Okay, I listen to that app. And I listen to the meditate track right there. Boom. And I go unguided for 40 minutes. Okay, 40 minutes. Now, I could even probably put that on the fucking browser. What am I doing here? What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm being a cock. That's right. Hello. Oh, yes. And you got the app, Gabe. Come on. Come on, guy. Don't you have the app here? Yes. Yes, you do. Okay. All right, let's put this up. Let's put this up. Doom, 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 doom. Why is this motherfucker going so slow? Why are you 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 going so slow? Going so slow. Going so slow. Why on earth are you going so slow? Yes, I want the Brain FM, motherfucker. Yes, I want the brain. Oh, fuck that. Fuck that, fuck that, fuck that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. No, I am not. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the friggity fuck? Okay, alright. That's enough of that bullshit. Alright, let's just, alright. Enough. Enough. Alright. Terrible. So before we get started, we're gonna test out how intense this emotional charge is from feeling burned out. We're gonna rate it from before, we're gonna rate it to after, and we're going to make sure that we start taking care of ourselves bit by bit. Can I just close this thing now? Oh my God. Please, let's just close this thing. All right, thank you. Thanks for nothing. All right. Okay. All right, let's start tapping. Nope, no, stop. That's why you need a script. That's why I need a script. Can't be fucking just, oh, we're just gonna start tapping. We're gonna just start tapping. No, you have to rate your fucking emotional charge. That's it. Rate your goddamn emotional charge. let's start with rating the emotional charge. As you see on the screen, the starting emotional charge. Rate that motherfucker. Okay? Let's go. So, we're going to start off with assessing our emotional charge. We're going to find out what it is. We're going to find out what is the intensity, the severity of that feeling burnt out, motherfucker. All right? So let's go. Show me yes. Show me no. Show me true. Show me false. My name is Gabriel. My name is Hema. My name is Soraya. My name is Mama. My name is Gabriel. I am burnt out. Yes, I am burnt out. Yes, I am burnt out. Okay. It's pretty obvious. That's why I'm making this live stream. On a scale of 0 to 10. On a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the most intense. The intensity of the burnout that I am feeling right now has a charge of 5 or higher. Okay, so it's not too bad. It has an emotional charge of 5. It has an emotional charge of 4. It has an emotional charge of 3. Okay. So maybe it's just like building up, but it's not like too much. Okay, so we're going to make sure we make note of that here. So the emotional charge to the burnout has a 3. Okay, and now we're going to work on getting that down. So we're going to work on the karate chop. We're going to start off with the karate chop point, and we're going to tap. Let us tap. Tappy, tappy, tappy. Let's tap on this burnout. You are welcome to use your own words. Use your own words. All right. Here we go. Even though I'm feeling burned out right now, I give myself permission to rest and recover. Even though I'm feeling burnt out right now, I give myself permission to relax, rest, and recover. Even though I am feeling burnt out right now, I give myself permission to rest, relax, and recover. Even though I feel burnt out right now, I give myself permission to rest, relax, and recover. We're going to go a couple of rounds just tapping on that. Even though I feel burnt out right now, I give myself permission to rest, relax, and recover. I hear now the subconscious saying, no, you don't. Okay, good. Now we're going to figure out why is it saying that. Even though I feel burnt out right now, I give myself permission to rest, relax, and recover. Even though I feel burnt out right now, I give myself permission to rest, relax, and recover. Even though I feel burnt out right now, I give myself permission to rest, relax, and recover. Even though I feel burnt out right now, I give myself permission to rest, relax, and recover. Even though I feel burnt out right now, I give myself permission to rest, relax, and recover. Even though I feel burnt out right now, I give myself permission to rest, relax, and recover. Even though I feel burnt out right now, I give myself permission to rest, relax, and recover. Even though I feel burnt out right now, I give myself permission to rest, relax, and recover. Even though I feel burnt out right now, I give myself permission to rest, relax, and recover. Even though I feel burnt out right now, I give myself permission to rest, relax, and recover. Even though I feel burnt out right now, I give myself permission to rest, relax, and recover. Even though I feel burnt out right now, I give myself permission to rest, relax, and recover. Even though I feel burnt out right now, I give myself permission to rest, relax, and recover. Even though I feel burnt out right now, I give myself permission to rest, relax, and recover. Now we're going to go a freestyle round, and we're just going to say what comes up, okay? For me, I'm just gonna say what I feel and what's coming up for me, and maybe it's the same for you. Maybe you have a memory or an experience. Tap on that memory or experience. So imagine there's like a projector, right? So imagine you have a projector in front of you and you're seeing a movie and it's playing and it's a view. Okay? Just tap on that. Tap on what's going on there. Tap on how you're feeling. Tap on what you're feeling, what's going on in that movie. For me, I'm going to keep it a little bit more simple today because the emotional charge of this is very low and I can just easily deal with it. But for me, what's coming up is I'm feeling burnt out. I've been distracting myself with work. And I'll be honest about that. I have been distracting myself with building this system for this personal brand. And I need to get back to the trading. I know I need to get back to trading. I know I need to go back to finishing that fucking working procedure. And it's really irritating and aggravating me. And I feel like I completely fucked myself with my system. Like I made it too complicated. And I am working on making it as simple as possible so that way I can just literally see where do I start, where do I end, what am I doing, and get to work. Get to work. I can't be wasting time, an hour as a setup. I need to just be able to see this now, know what to click, know what to do, and then just be able to do it. And that requires a lot of simplicity. That requires a lot of simplicity. And I'm distracting myself. I'm trying to keep busy so I don't pay attention to how I feel. The other parts of me that want to come up. There's parts of me that do want to rest. I acknowledge that. And then there are parts of me that are in conflict with the resting because they feel like I would be a loser if I do not release and let that go. However, I cleared that yesterday. So maybe I would feel differently. But maybe there would be a part of me that would feel guilty if I rested. Maybe there's a part of me that would feel guilty if I rested. Maybe there's a part of me that is concerned about resting. There's a part of me that may feel concerned that if I rest, what if I'm behind? Oh, okay. And now there's a memory here. Yeah. It was when I was in the third grade, I think. No, the fourth grade. The fourth grade. I remember the teacher, yeah. Fourth grade. It had to have been the fourth grade. So in the fourth grade, I had this teacher, Miss Cadiz Pizzo, I think her name was. And around that time, there was an artist that I really liked. When I was a kid, I remember I really enjoyed art, especially because of this painter. And his name was Bob Ross. And I don't know much about the person, but the artist was, wow. The artist Bob Ross, so great. The artist Bob Ross could take a blank canvas and make it look so real. And I remember that. I remember watching that as a kid. And I remember how special that was. I remember how amazing that was to watch this. And he had a show. And this show was on PBS, a news station or a TV station in the United States, a TV channel station in the United States. And basically, Bob Ross Basically, Bob Ross had this show that would come on at like, I think 3:30 or something like this. And then they started changing the time. So I was able to watch it for a while, but then they changed the time, and they changed the time to like 2:30. But that was when school was letting out. And I really liked the Bob Ross show. So what did I do? I skipped school for 3 days because I wanted to watch this guy. And this was me in the 4th grade. I skipped school to watch Bob Ross paint. It was way more exciting to watch Bob Ross paint than it was to be in a classroom full of people I did not want to be around. And yeah, Bob Ross. The point of that is, I remember the consequences, though, of that. And the consequences of that were I got in trouble. The teacher confronted me about it and was asking me these questions. And I also remember as well the work, the homework, the stuff that I was behind on. Just missing 3 days. Missing 3 fucking days of school. I was behind on so much work. I mean, I still made it to the next grade now, didn't I? I still went from the 4th grade to the 5th grade to the 6th grade. I still went to college. I still got that piece of paper that means fucking nothing. I actually got 4 of them. 4 of those pieces of paper that mean nothing. I still got 4 pieces of paper that mean absolutely shit. Because there was that era of people that say, get a bachelor's degree and then you'll be set for the rest of your career. And that was the thinking back then. You went to school for something, you got a career, and that was it. That was it. That's not how it is anymore, motherfucker. Yeah, there's something to be said about someone that can make it for all those years in one specific field, but everything changes so fast now these days. Everything changes so incredibly fast. Like, I cannot say with full certainty that, YouTube is going to be here in another 15, 20 years. I can't say that YouTube will be here for even 100 years. I mean, I could look towards like a GM, General Motors company, like old ass fucking companies like Hershey's, like they've been around, they're legacy companies. They've been around for over 100 years, I think. But can I say for sure? Or maybe Hershey isn't around for 100 years? I don't know. But yeah, there's some companies that, yes, they can live for over 100 years. Sure, no problem. Is that going to be the case with YouTube? I do not know. So I'm not going to put my entire life into a fucking YouTube. And I remember even graduating from college around the time that I did, there were people that were called like lifers in companies, and they were getting laid off before their pension was supposed to be given to them. And how did they fucking retire, And I don't want that for myself. I don't want that for my kids. And I want to teach them like, hey, look, that whole getting a job thing, going to school thing is bullshit. You have to, if you want to go to school, go to school. Okay, fine. If you want to learn, if you want to go through that educational system, okay, fine. I've been through that. I can understand that means nothing for a specific course of study. If you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, all that bullshit, maybe, okay? Maybe, yeah. But even then, I think AI probably very likely will be able to replace even them very, very quickly. They're able to scan things so fast, and they can scan so much data so fast. I don't know. I really, yeah. Even that as a profession, I don't know. Accounting, that's gonna go too. All these things can go very easily if you code the AI correctly, if you engineer the AI correctly. Sure, no problem, no problem. It already does text, incredible, incredible. So the burnout, as I was saying, is related to this. This is the memory that was coming up for me, and it was a time where, man, I did not want to go to school, but I felt like I had to go to school. I felt like I had to do these things that I didn't want to do. And when you have that enough, when you have enough of that in your life, yeah, it becomes a grind. It starts to feel like a grind. It starts to feel really irritating. It feels really irritating. And I feel that. Oh, that's better. Yeah, that burnout is from feeling I have to keep up. I have to keep up. I have to keep going. And it gets exhausting. It gets really exhausting to feel like you have to constantly keep up. It gets exhausting to feel like if I miss out these 3 days, I'm going to be so behind. That's a very terrible feeling. And this is the feeling that has been imprinted and that I've been conditioned to believe since I was young. Since that time, missing school for 3 days because I wanted to watch Bob Ross paint, because I wanted to have a good time, because I wanted to get my mind off of this fucking reality that I was living in, being poor and fucking this biological mother constantly screaming and all this garbage. All of it was so much garbage. And I want to let this garbage out forever. I want to be clear and free of this forever, because I know I'm going to be working for the rest of my life. But I don't want to be working for the rest of my life from a negative state. I don't want to be working for the rest of my life from a fucking angry state. And I don't want to work for the rest of my life from a state where I feel not good. I don't want to feel not good anymore. I want to feel good when I do my work. I want to feel excited. I want to be like these streaming gamers where I don't know, maybe they are having a good time. I don't know. But I want to have a good time. I want to have genuinely a good time with the work that I'm doing. I would like that very much. And I would like it to be a good time. I would like for the work that I do to make me feel all right. No, don't say that. Don't say that. I don't want to be dependent and externally validated by the work. I don't want to feel like, oh, I'm somebody because I'm working and I'm getting a result. No, I want to feel that now. But what I'm saying is, when I do this work, I want to do it from a place where I feel at peace, and I don't feel like if I miss a day, I'm behind. If I don't do this now, I'm fucked. I don't want that. I don't want that on my mind. And I do want to be able to just turn off. So when it's like 12 o'clock And if I haven't gotten the work done, I haven't gotten the work done. That's it. I don't need to think about it. I don't need to take it with me everywhere throughout the day. And this work, it's with me everywhere. It's with me when I sleep. Literally, this is my fucking bedroom and this is my office. This side is my office. This side is my fucking bedroom. And I want my own office. I want an actual legitimate office that is not in a house. It is a separate place. I want this entire studio thing to be, I want to have my own actual production studio, my own office rooms, whatever you want to call it. Because if I'm going to be working for the rest of my fucking days, if I'm going to be working until the day I die, then yeah, I better fucking make sure that I can separate my work life from my personal life. And the work life it bleeds so much into my personal life, and my personal life bleeds so much into my work life, and it's exhausting. It's fucking tiring. And I don't think that is peak performance. I don't think peak performance is you're working 60 hours a week and you have failed relationships and you have fucking divorce. I don't think that at all. I think peak performance has everything to do with, hey, are you living a balanced life? Do you feel good on all levels? Is your entire, what's that thing called? The life wheel. Is your life wheel a 10 in every area? Is that wheel going? Because if it's not, and there's one area that's down, there's another area that's up, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. And that's not what I want for myself. That's not what I want for my family. That's not what I want for my kids. That's not what I want to be known for. And there was this live streamer, Kai Sanat. I was watching maybe a few seconds of a speech that he gave where he was talking about mental health. And I agree. I agree 100%. Like, I think it is important to really take care of your mental health and your mental well-being, and to give yourself time to feel good. Give yourself time to feel what's the word I'm looking for? Like you're rested and you're recovered. And I think it's also really important to give yourself time to feel like, okay, here's where I am. Here's where I am. And I'm allowing myself to just feel good. I'm allowing myself to relax. I'm allowing myself to enjoy the moment. And that burnout feeling, it's like, it feels like you have to keep going. You have to grind through it. You have to suffer through it almost. And I don't choose to believe that. I choose to believe that with a proven process and a system, you can end your day at a certain time. Everything is done. You just have to be able to work the system. And when you create those boundaries, for yourself, those boundaries now say, okay, this is my stop time. I'm not doing anything else after this time. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this thing. I'm recovering now. And if you look at someone like LeBron James, for example, LeBron James has also, he said, how does he have such a long career? Because he recovers. He gives himself time to recover. And this is what I was doing. I was giving myself this time to recover. Then my daughter was transferred from Italy, the hospital in Italy, over to here in Austria. And ever since coming here to Austria, it's been a terrible experience. It's been a very horrible and stressful experience. And they called the Child Protective Services on us because we said no to a non-life-saving surgery. And our daughter's not with us, and it's been very stressful. And I know that I have been avoiding just feeling certain feelings because I've been working. And it's been hard to deal with all of this. It's been hard to deal with all of this. But I can't avoid it anymore. I can't pretend. And I don't choose to pretend. I don't want to be like those people that are in denial. I don't want to be like my biological mother who was in denial about how bad her life was. Like, she was in fucking denial about a lot of things. She was very much in denial about a lot of things. And I don't want that for myself. I don't want to pretend that things are not okay when they are okay, and I don't want to pretend that things are okay when they're not okay. I don't want to be that person. And I don't want to be lying to myself. I want to be very honest with myself and who I am, and be very authentic in my expression, and pay attention to how I feel and my inner world more than my outer world, because I believe that my inner world, if my inner world is good, my outer world is going to be really, really, really good. And that's what I choose to believe. That's what I choose to believe. Yeah, I choose to believe that. I choose to believe that. So even though, okay, that was the freestyle round. Now let's transition it. So even though I was feeling that burnout, I acknowledge that I probably just need to recover now. Even though I have been feeling burnt out, I acknowledge that I probably just need to recover now. Even though I've been feeling burnt out, I acknowledge that I probably just need to recover now. Even though I have been feeling burnt out, I acknowledge that I likely just need some rest. Even though I have been feeling burnt out, I acknowledge that I probably just need to have some fun. I just need to find the fun in something. And there have been some monotonous things that I have been doing with the operating systems that I've been designing. There have been some things that have been new for me that have been a little bit overwhelming and frustrating at the same time. And it would be really, really nice to solve those problems. It would be great to solve some of these issues. It would be great to have some type of clarity. Clarity would be really nice right now. Maybe I can achieve clarity if I just give myself time to be. I just have to keep in mind that recovering is just as important as doing the work itself. Recovery is just as important as the work itself. Right. Oh, now I'm starting to remember something. I'm starting to remember who I was a few months ago. Right? That attitude of recovery. Recovery is just as important as doing the work itself. Having fun is just as important as doing the work itself. I remember that movie now, The Intern, or The Internship. Yeah, with Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn. And they were interning at Google. And they were with a group of younger kids. And these kids were all stressed out. They had these issues. One of these kids were like plucking out his eyebrows. And they were working on a complex problem. And these guys, Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn, I don't know what the names of the characters they were playing. I don't know those names. But those characters that these guys were playing, they said to the group that was working on this project, let's go out. Let's figure out this problem by blowing off some steam. And they did that. And what they found was that once they were able to have a good time, some of the kids, some of the younger interns in that team, in their team, came up with the idea. They had the revelation and they knew exactly what to code. They knew exactly what to build. But maybe they wouldn't have had that experience had they not gone out, had they not had a good time, had they not celebrated and completely forgotten about the work. So what I'm saying here is, I think recovery is just as important now. I think having an understanding of what to do is just as important now. What if it is important to know nothing for a bit of time? What if it is important to do nothing for a bit of time? What if it is important to just rest? Just take that time off. Maybe I have been giving myself too many days to work. 13 hours, a 13-hour workday is not realistic. For me, at least, it's not realistic. I don't know if someone can absolutely focus intensely for 13 hours. I find that I get fatigued at about the 4th or 5th hour. But maybe that's just an idea. Maybe that's just a mental construct in my mind. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. But maybe it is okay to just rest more. You know, I have been feeling this need to relax. I've been feeling this need to take it easy. I have been feeling this need to just take it easy. I've been feeling this need to just take a deep breath. Maybe I give myself permission to do that now. Maybe I give myself permission to just relax. There you go. Maybe I give myself permission to loosen up a bit. This has been a very stressful situation. And yeah, it did make me really angry. And yes, I did have PTSD-like symptoms. Yeah, I missed my daughter. Yes, I still miss her. Yes, it's unfortunate because I'll never get that time back with her. And I miss her dearly. I miss my daughter dearly. However, I can think to myself a little bit more positively about this. And I can realize and think to myself, okay, she's at least going to be with her grandparents for however long. We've got baby number 2 that's due in May or June. And while I am out of status, and now my status has been registered with Austria, and I have applied for the asylum application, and I don't know what's going to happen with that. Maybe I do get deported. Maybe I do have to leave the country and go to the United States. I don't know. Maybe, just maybe, I can finish off the trading operating system in time, so that way it can provide for me. It can give me the financial resources that I require so that I can get some land, maybe own a financing, and maybe I can set up a dome house as an office. And that's another part for another time. That is another part for another time. And I understand that there is that part of me that feels uncomfortable with resting. I understand that there is that part of me that feels a little bit scared. But I choose to give myself permission to feel safe, taking a break. I give myself permission to feel like it's okay to rest. I don't have to go hard every day. I can rest. I can relax. And I can give myself permission. I can give myself permission to relax. I think it's okay to relax. And I think what's contributing to a lot of that decision fatigue and that burnout is remembering what to do. So all I have to do is just create a format for these live streams. Just create a format. I just have to create the script outline for how I'm going to work these live streams. And I just keep refining it over time. That's it. It's not going to be perfect. That's okay. To this part of me that was feeling burnt out, I love you. And I apologize. Please forgive me. Thank you. Okay, it wants to speak. Okay, we're going to call this the burnout part. Nope. Yes. Okay, so we've got this burnout part right now. This burnout part wants to say something. I'm going to give it the space that it needs. I'm going to hold space for this part. I'm going to let it talk. Let's let it talk. You know, it's exhausting. It's really, really exhausting doing this. Not the EFT stuff, but it's exhausting. It's exhausting to have these thoughts, to be worried and concerned about the future, and to not see it more positively. It's very concerning. And it's tiring. And I don't want to do it like this anymore. I don't want to do it like this anymore. It's really tiring. And I don't want to do it like this anymore. I want to relax. I want to be at peace now. I don't want to live like this anymore. I want to relax now. be free of that concern. I want to be free of that worry. It's too much worrying. It's too much concern. And it doesn't feel good. It just doesn't feel good. It does not feel good. All this worry. All this concern. Doesn't feel good. What good is it going to do to worry and to be concerned? What good is it honestly going to do? It's not going to do any good. It's just creating more stress. It's just creating more anxiety. It's just creating more tension. And it doesn't feel good. It's very stressful. It's very fucking stressful, and I'm tired of this. And that's what's causing this burnout. Like, you know you want to rest. You know you want to take it easy. You got Christmas coming up in a couple of days, and you really want to fucking be working and doing all this shit. Your birthday's coming up on December 30th. You really want to be doing all this shit. Building a system, building all this. Man, it's fucking tiring. It's fucking tiring. You've been fucking doing this, and this fucking year has been really stressful for you. It's been really, really stressful for you. Not having your daughter around. Not having your daughter around. It's been really stressful. It's been really stressful not having your daughter around, hasn't it? It's been very stressful. It's been very, very stressful not having your daughter around, hasn't it? And that's tiring. It's really tiring. It feels very tiring. I know you miss her. I know you miss her. I know you miss her, but working is not going to solve it. Working is just a distraction. It's just a distraction. You've been distracting yourself. You haven't been focusing. I don't think you're anywhere near the level of focused that you were months ago. You've been eating more food. You've been not fasting. And I think that's contributing overall to not being at 100%. Stop thinking about money. Stop thinking about that you have to separate the cash now and put the money into the jars. That's not fucking important right now. That's another distraction. And you can't live like this where you fucking think, this is it. I have to make sure that I fucking do this. And put that pressure on yourself. You can't put that pressure on yourself anymore. You gotta get a fucking organized system and just be really fucking organized. That's it. You have to know and print out your book, your binder. Print out your binder, Gabriel. Print it out. Print it out and know exactly what you're gonna be doing. There's got to be a SOP, there's got to be working procedures for you specifically for what you have to do. And just do that. Just follow those working procedures. That's it. When you know what to do, it's going to be easy. Give yourself permission to do it. Give yourself permission, please, Gabriel. Give yourself permission. I give myself permission. I give myself permission. Thank you. Now look, with the trading, you say you want to do it, but you don't really want to do it. You don't want to do it, and you're forcing yourself to do something you don't want to do. With this, you're thinking about all these things that you can do, but the reality hasn't set in as to how long it is going to take you to do this. Be honest with yourself. This is going to take time to build up a social media presence because you don't like social media and you're from a different generation where you're like having the camera in front of you is pretty irritating sometimes. Just be honest with who you are. Be honest with how you feel. And don't lie to yourself. And right now, you're thinking about returning the DJI Mic 3. You're not so satisfied with it. You're not so happy with the results. Maybe you just haven't tested it out. Maybe you just have to keep practicing with it. But you've got this thing that you got. That's not important right now. What's important? What's really important right now? That's what's important. Resting and recovering. So make that your top priority. And pay attention to how you feel and what you're feeling. It's okay. Wouldn't it be better to give yourself a few days to really be in the boredom than to burn yourself out? Wouldn't that make the most sense? Yeah. Okay, so get clarity. Remember, recovery is just as important as doing the work itself. Recovery is actually probably more important because you need to sharpen the thing. You need to sharpen the blade. You need to sharpen your mind. Okay? I don't think that it's a good idea for me to go. I think I do need to stay with you. think you need to hear times like this where you need to slow it down. You need to get better organized. And you need to make sure that, hey, this is just the thing that you have to do. And just do that, please. Just please do that. Okay? Take the time to actually visualize. What do you need? I need a binder. I need this working procedure. I need to be able to just flip pages and see, okay, this is the working procedure for this. This is the working procedure for this. I need to have a script. I need to have this thing. You can do that. Okay? Just give yourself some time. All right? Just because you made 30, 40 videos, live stream, okay, whatever. What the fuck ever. You will get to that point where you can systemize this whole fucking thing. You know it. And you will. Just work it. Work your system. Focus on your deep work system. And focus on how you're going to organize yourself again. And get yourself back in the groove of that. Alright? You have to go. So go. Okay. That was the burnout part speaking. And I appreciate that part. And these parts are they exist for a reason up until a certain time. Until we can show, hey, we've got it under control. And I think it's to protect us in some ways. And this one, it seems like it's a protection mechanism. But I also recognize too, like, hey, there is that other part of me that wants to keep going. And there's this part of me that's like, oh man, this way is not going to work. Waking up at 4 and then automatically you turn on the laptop and then, you're trying to go and you're trying to create and that's, what the fuck? It's not going to work. It's better to have a system organized for how to do this. And that's what I'm going to work on. I'm just going to really think to myself, okay, what do I really need here? What am I really trying to accomplish here? I will do this for myself for sure. I'm going to keep documenting this. And I just have to accept, like, hey, look, if it sucks ass, if no one's going to watch it, okay, fine. And it sucks ass. It sucks cock, whatever. I let it be. But I'm not going to do this at the expense of my health and well-being. I'm going to let it be. And I'm going to be at peace with that. I'm going to be at peace with this. Violet flame. Dissolve, consume, annihilate, obliterate, and transmute all worry and concern from my nervous system now. Violet flame. Dissolve, consume, annihilate, obliterate, dissolve, and transmute all worry and concern from my nervous system now. Violet flame. Dissolve, consume, annihilate, and obliterate, and transmute all discord, worry, and concern from my nervous system now. Violet flame. Dissolve, consume, annihilate, obliterate, and transmute all worry and concern from my nervous system now. Violet flame. Dissolve, consume, annihilate, obliterate, and transmute all worry and concern from my nervous system now. Violet flame. Dissolve, consume, annihilate, obliterate, and transmute all worry and concern from my nervous system now. Violet flame. Dissolve, consume, annihilate, obliterate, and transmute all worry and concern from my nervous system now. Violet flame, violet flame, violet flame, dissolve, consume, annihilate, obliterate, and transmute all worry and concern from my nervous system now. Violet flame, violet flame, violet flame, dissolve, consume, annihilate, obliterate, and transmute all worry and concern from every heart and mind across the universe now. And in the name of God and my mighty I am presence that I am, my great divine spirit team and subconscious mind, and the great white brotherhood of the highest vibrational frequency and consciousness, in your name, with your unconditional love and support, I command, declare, and decree that I am safe. I give myself permission to rest. I give myself permission to recover. I give myself permission to not be at my best. I give myself permission to feel my feelings. I give myself permission to acknowledge how I feel. I give myself permission to say, hey, I miss my daughter. I give myself permission to take a break when I need to. I give myself permission to not be at my best. I give myself permission to feel fear and still take action. And I give myself permission to feel fear and to feel that emotion and to transmute it. And I give myself permission to take it one step at a time. I give myself permission to recover, because recovery is very important. And I know that this is only between me and you, God. This is just you and me. And I give myself permission to figure it out and to be in a better space. And I allow myself to let this go. And even though I was feeling burnt out earlier, I can acknowledge that I can rest. I'm going to give myself permission to rest. I'm going to give myself permission to really write out and think about what it is that I need to accomplish today. And I'm going to make it okay to just be. I'm going to make it okay. If I don't get it all done, I'm not going to beat myself up for it. I'm going to take care of the administrative, personal stuff that I have to do. I'm going to make it okay to do it. And I'm going to make it okay to not do it. If it doesn't get done, I'm going to have to choose whether I'm going to worry about it or be concerned about it, or if I'm just going to relax. And just know, hey, tomorrow's another day. And even though there's a part of me that is living in scarcity and that feels like I have to get this done now because I don't know, and it's thinking about the future and it's thinking about all these what if scenarios, I just choose to relax. I choose to be at peace with my life. I choose to acknowledge my feelings. And I am choosing to not withdraw how I feel. I'm choosing to acknowledge my feelings and how I feel. I'm choosing to transmute my feelings and how I feel. I'm allowing myself to rest and recover as I need to. I'm allowing myself to breathe. I'm allowing myself to relax. I'm giving myself permission to not stress. I'm giving myself permission to take it easy. I'm giving myself permission to breathe deeper. I'm giving myself permission to breathe much deeper now. myself permission to relax. I'm giving myself permission to make it okay. And not make it okay to relax right now. There's a lot of things I want to get done. I can feel the mind, but I'm just choosing to breathe and relax. It feels good to breathe. It feels very good to breathe. Maybe I don't have to feel burnt out. Maybe I do not have to feel burnt out to prove that I am doing something. I don't have to. And I choose to work from a very peaceful and beautiful state of consciousness now. I make it okay to work from a very peaceful and beautiful state of consciousness now. I give myself permission to breathe. I give myself permission to breathe. I give myself permission to relax. I feel pretty good now. I feel pretty good. I was feeling burnt out before, but now I feel pretty neutral. I feel pretty good. I take this feeling with me wherever I go through today. And I just relax. Take it easy. Take 3 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Even though I was feeling very burnt out earlier, I feel very good and I feel very relaxed now. Okay, let's give a muscle test here. Before we were at a 3, and that was the starting emotional charge, or the feeling of burnout that I was feeling when I began EFT tapping from this session. Let's see where we are now. Show me yes, show me no, show me true, show me false. My name is Gabriel, my name is Hema, my name is Mama, my name is Soraya, my name is Gabriel. On a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the highest, the feeling of burnout has an emotional charge of 3. On a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the highest, the feeling of burnout has an emotional charge of 3 or less. On a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the highest, the emotional charge of burnout. The feeling of burnout has an emotional charge of 3. On a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the highest, the feeling of burnout has an emotional charge of 2. It has an emotional charge of 1. On a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the highest, the feeling of burnout has an emotional charge of 0. Wonderful. Let's note that down here. And let's wrap up with a prayer. Yes, done, done, done. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Forgive our debtors, as we forgive our debts. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive our trespassers. Forgive our trespassers, as we forgive our trespasses. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. Thank you, God, for this day. Thank you, God, for all the blessings, miracles, and gifts of today. Thank you, God, for the opportunity to do this holy work. God, I ask that you bless every heart and mind across the universe to be at peace and to feel relaxed and give them permission to recover. Thank you. Okay, I hope that live stream was helpful. The EFT session was helpful. Come back again tomorrow for the next one. Until next time, remember, we love you, you are loved, and God loves you. Until the next one.